Welcome. You're joining us for a deep dive, specifically crafted to, cut through the noise.
Mm.
Today, the core of our exploration, and this is drawn from Marynes Pereira's compelling article, Desperte para a realidade. It tackles a really fundamental question. It's relevant to each of us. In a world just saturated with information, do you actively seek out what's true, even if it's uncomfortable?
Or, yeah, is there that pull towards settling for easier, maybe illusory realities?
Exactly.
And interestingly, Pereira's article, it uses the insights of literary giants Plato, Aldous Huxley, George Orwell as a framework to look at this very human tendency.
Right.
Think of this as us extracting the most crucial understanding from her analysis, providing you with a clearer perspective on, while navigating the complexities of information today.
Exactly. In this deep dive, tailored for you, we're going on a bit of a journey. We'll start with Plato's ancient allegory of the cave, which, honestly, you'll see has surprising modern echoes.
Oh, definitely.
From there, we'll explore Huxley's unsettling vision of manufactured happiness, and finally, we'll confront Orwell's stark warnings about the abuse of power. Our mission is to connect these powerful perspectives from Pereira's article directly to the information landscape you navigate daily, aiming for those crucial aha moments that bring clarity.
Okay, so let's dive straight into Plato's allegory of the cave, as Pereira kind of unpacks it for us. Imagine, if you will, prisoners chained in a cave since birth.
Right.
Their entire world, their complete understanding of reality is just limited to the flickering shadows projected on the cave wall in front of them.
Just shadows.
Just shadows, cast by objects passed before a fire behind them. That's all they've ever known. They name these shadows, they discuss them, and they firmly believe these represent the true nature of things.
Okay, so for you, the listener, consider this. What are the modern-day shadows on your wall? Pereira's article really brought this into focus for me.
Me too.
Like, think about the constant stream of narratives from various media, the algorithms that curate what you see online, even the echo chambers that can form on social media. Aren't these, in a way, the walls of our modern cave? Projecting a filtered, maybe distorted version of reality right at you.
Precisely. And a key insight here, as Pereira emphasizes, is the comfort found within these familiar information bubbles,
It's easier.
It takes deliberate, sometimes uncomfortable effort to seek perspectives beyond what's immediately presented. Just like Plato's prisoners, we can easily mistake the reflections for reality simply because it feels safer, more familiar.
And Pereira doesn't shy away from a crucial point. The potential discomfort, even pain, that comes with seeking truth. Think about the prisoner who manages to escape Plato's cave.
Right, the one who gets out, yeah.
The sudden exposure to the real world, the sun's brightness, it's initially overwhelming, even painful. And then, when this freed prisoner tries to return and share his newfound understanding with those still chained up, what kind of reception does he get?
Well, this raises a vital question for you, doesn't it? How open are we as individuals, as a society, to accepting truths that might challenge our existing worldview? As Pereira highlights, the freed prisoner isn't met with open arms or gratitude. Nope. Instead, his former companions, secure in their shared, limited reality, often react with resistance, even hostility. They might see him as, crazy or disoriented, a threat to their understanding.
Which really resonates with challenges you see today, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Think about people who present well-researched but maybe unpopular perspectives, who challenge widely accepted narratives. How often do they face dismissal, scorn, sometimes outright attacks? It's like Pereira suggests, these modern-day freed prisoners trying to point out that the shadows on the wall are not the complete reality often encounter significant pushback.
Exactly. And building on this idea, this resistance to uncomfortable truths, Pereira then guides us to Aldous Huxley's Brave New World. Here, the suppression of truth takes a different, maybe more insidious form than just ignorance. Instead of chains and darkness, Huxley paints a picture of a society where happiness is manufactured and any urge towards critical thought is actively discouraged.
Right. As Pereira analyzes it, Huxley's vision centers on prioritizing a superficial, chemically induced happiness over the complexities and, yes, sometimes the pain of real human experience.
Forget grappling with difficult questions.
Yeah, forget that. In Huxley's world, as Pereira points out, individuals are basically engineered from birth to be content in their predetermined social roles. And if any unwelcome feelings pop up, there's always Soma.
The magic pill?
The magic pill. A readily available drug offering, in Pereira's words, a férias da realidade, a vacation from reality for you.
What's particularly thought-provoking in Huxley's vision, as Pereira highlights, is the extent of the societal engineering. Genetic conditioning determines your social standing, psychological indoctrination ensures you embrace your role. And anything that might disrupt this manufactured stability, art, history, independent thought, is systematically suppressed. The society's motto, community, identity, stability, comes at a steep cost, sacrificing individual freedom and the ability to engage with the full spectrum of human emotions.
And for you listening, Pereira poses a really pertinent question.
Yeah.
In our own lives, how often do we seek our own version of soma? Is it the endless stream of easy entertainment, the fleeting satisfaction of consumerism, social media validation, or, as Pereira suggests, maybe even an over-reliance on quick fixes to numb discomfort, stopping deeper reflection?
This raises a crucial point about the difference between real well-being and just manufactured contentment. Pereira's analysis of Huxley underscores the danger of trading the richness of human experience, including challenges and questioning, for artificial controlled happiness.
Yeah.
It leads to a situation, as she emphasizes, where people are conditioned to love their own servitude because the very desire for something more, something deeper, has been basically engineered out of them.
It's a chilling perspective, especially when you consider how readily available distractions are today. So from the passive acceptance in Plato's cave, we move to this active seeking of superficial happiness in Huxley's world. And then Pereira guides us into the stark territory of George Orwell's Animal Farm.
Yeah, where things get even darker, perhaps.
Definitely darker.
Pereira presents Orwell's allegory as a powerful illustration of how revolutions, even those fueled by desires for equality, can be tragically betrayed by the corrupting influence of power.
Right.
The animals, in their initial rebellion, overthrow their human oppressors with noble intentions, aspiring to a society of equals. But, as Pereira meticulously outlines, what follows is a gradual, ruthless consolidation of power by the pigs, under the leadership of the infamous Napoleon.
And as Pereira's analysis highlights, Orwell masterfully depicts the insidious methods. It's not just brute force, though the dogs play that role.
The enforcers.
Exactly. Crucially, it involves manipulating language, systematically rewriting history to fit the pig's agenda, and relentlessly demonizing anyone who dares dissent. Think about how the core principles, the commandments themselves, are subtly altered.
Until you get that awful line.
All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. Devastatingly cynical.
And what's particularly insightful here, as Pereira emphasizes, is the role of an apathetic, uncritical population. The other animals, especially the sheep with their mindless bleating of slogans, they become unwitting accomplices in their own oppression. And Squealer, the pig's propaganda master, perfectly embodies how language can be twisted to obscure truth and maintain control, directly impacting how the animals, and by extension, you perceive reality.
And let's not forget Boxer, the loyal, hardworking horse. Pereira points him out as representing the tragic fate of those who place blind faith in authority and just work without thinking critically.
Yeah, exploited to his limit and then discarded.
Callously discarded. As Pereira underscores, Orwell's fable is a stark warning for you about the constant need for vigilance against power concentration and the slow erosion of principles. If we're not paying attention, if we blindly trust and repeat narrative,
we risk surrendering our freedoms. Absolutely. Which brings us to Orwell's 1984, which Pereira rightly identifies as perhaps the ultimate, most chilling destination of alienation.
The end point.
Yeah. In contrast to Huxley's pleasure-based control, 1984 depicts a society governed by fear, pain, and absolute mind control. Pereira positions this as the logical, terrifying endpoint for those who stay in Plato's cave, seek Huxley's soma, and allow the unchecked power corruption from Animal Farm to take root.
It's a truly bleak vision. Pereira reminds us, Orwell paints a world of omnipresent surveillance telescreens everywhere.
Big Brother's watching you?
Always. The terrifying concept of thought crime policed by the thought police. The relentless rewriting of history by the Ministry of Truth to maintain the party's absolute authority. Even language itself is being systematically dismantled through newspeak, aiming to make rebellious thought literally impossible for you.
What's particularly disturbing, as Pereira highlights through O'Brien's chilling words to Winston, is the party's ultimate goal. Power for its own sake.
Just power.
Just power, not wealth, not ideology, not even citizen well-being. It's the sheer, unadulterated exercise of dominance achieved by systematically breaking the human spirit until the individual genuinely loves Big Brother, their oppressor, love, loyalty, objective truth, all suppressed.
And Pereira powerfully connects this back to our initial question for you. 1984 isn't just some old dystopian fantasy. It represents the potential ultimate consequence for those who passively stay in the cave, seek Soma's comfort, and fail to challenge the unchecked power seen in Animal Farm.
It is, as Pereira's analysis suggests, the ultimate price of sacrificing truth for convenience, comfort, or fear.
Which leads to
The complete annihilation of freedom, individuality, and even the very concept of objective reality itself.
So having journeyed through these potent literary landscapes, guided by Pereira's analysis, we arrive at the fundamental question she poses to you. What now?
Right, what choices do we make? Do we passively accept the limitations of our modern caves? Do we keep seeking refuge in our own forms of soma? Do we remain indifferent while power manipulates the reality we perceive?
These are challenging questions Pereira lays right at your feet. She emphasizes that while the choice between truth and servitude is ultimately deeply personal for you, the cumulative consequences ripple outwards, affecting us all. The alternative path, as she articulates, isn't easy. It demands conscious effort questioning assumptions, cultivating healthy doubt, actively seeking diverse perspectives, confronting our own biases.
What's particularly compelling in Pereira's call to action is her emphasis on valuing truth above comfortable illusions, prioritizing genuine freedom over illusory security, and upholding human dignity above mere convenience. It's a powerful call for you to reclaim your agency, to engage critically with the world, not just passively consume prepackaged narratives.
Absolutely. Pereira's urgent call is for you to unplug the autopilot, to consciously control your perceptions and choices about the information you consume and the beliefs you hold. It powerfully echoes her central theme. We need to despertar, to awaken from passive acceptance and recognize the forces shaping our reality.
Breaking free from the cave, as Pereira reminds us, isn't passive. It requires individual courage, persistent effort, and a deep commitment to pursuing truth as the foundation for a truly authentic, free life.
So to sort of wrap up Pereira's insightful analysis for you, her article masterfully weaves together the enduring wisdom of Plato, Huxley, and Orwell.
Yeah, it really highlights the persistent, critical importance of cultivating critical thinking and maintaining unwavering vigilance in our own lives. These aren't just old books. They're vital mirrors reflecting timeless human tendencies and the ongoing struggle between seeking truth and the forces trying to control it.
And on that note, maybe consider this for yourself. What shadows might currently be influencing your understanding of the world? What small, concrete step could you take today to seek out a clearer, more unfiltered perspective on something you care about?
That's a great takeaway question.
The insights we've explored, all stemming from Marynes Pereira's article, Desperte para a realidade, serve as a potent reminder that the choice ultimately rests with each of us. We encourage you to reflect on those powerful hashtags from her article. Hashtag consciência plena, hashtag verdade libertà, hashtag pensamento critico, hashtag no se alienado, hashtag escolha realidade.
Important ideas to carry forward.
Definitely. Thank you for taking this important deep dive with us today.